What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy, MrBaboon, back with another reaction video. This time we have World War II German super soldiers high on meth. So let's find out more to the story. And this was uploaded like 5 days ago, 4 days ago, something like that. Has pretty good bit amount of views and everything. I will put the link for the video in the description if you guys want to watch it. We're going to watch this, react to it. We're going to find out the reason why World War II German super soldiers high on meth. We're going to find out the meaning of that. So if you guys do enjoy these kind of videos and my reactions, my gaming videos, make sure you guys do let me know down below in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, that way you guys never miss a video. Get you a kush, your beverage, anything you guys drinking on. Get your munchies, snack, get your, get your kush. Because I'm going to bring back me smoking in my videos every now and then. Probably like a joint or like a cart. So, hopefully that will be starting back up soon. I don't know exactly when. If you guys do like, all that good stuff. I'm not going to hold you guys. We're going to go and get into the reaction.
German soldiers on methamphetamine. On May 10th, 1940, German troops crossed the border to the west of the country and so commenced the Battle of France. In just 46 days, the French army had been defeated and Germany had established control over Western Europe. This was a glorious victory for the German army, but a massive disaster and pressing crisis for the Allies. The success of the campaign largely came down to the intricately planned tactics of the Germans, who used panzer troops to break through the Ardennes and then encircle the British and French troops in the Low Countries. It was an unexpected, but above all, remarkable maneuver planned by Erich von Manstein and conducted by Heinz Guderian. After the campaign was over and victory was secured, Nazi propaganda credited the success to the superiority of the German soldier, his bravery, and his high spirit. This was not entirely the truth, however. In reality, many of the soldiers were not driven only by enthusiasm, but also by a newly invented synthetic stimulant, methamphetamine. The Nazi regime was characterized by its discriminatory laws against those it considered to be racially impure. It founded its ideas upon the concept of a perfect Aryan race and created extensive lists of those who did not fit this image. This included Jews, disabled people, the mentally ill, and criminally insane. A lesser-known category was drug users. Under German law, abuse of drugs was punishable by death. A prohibition of morphine, heroin, and cocaine led to an interest in new synthetic compounds, which at the time were not considered drugs, but rather incredible, non-detrimental brain food.
Damn.
Stop the car.
I knew it. That stuff wasn't considered drugs at that time. I just didn't know.
In the late 19th century, two powerful stimulants were discovered, amphetamine and methamphetamine.
Some of it was
at the time, there were no records of any harmful side effects, and they were widely used for a number of purposes. One notable case was the use of the drugs by American athletes during the 1936 Olympics in Germany. The Olympians who had used the amphetamine-based substance called Benzedrine showed remarkable results during the games. The effects of Benzedrine were noticed by German pharmacologist Fritz Hausfeld, who started research into the stimulants. In 1937, he began work at the Berlin-based Temmler Pharmaceutical Company, where he created methamphetamine using a new, unique synthesizing process. Later that year, the company patented the substance under the trademark of Pervitin. A close natural comparator to methamphetamine is adrenaline. Unlike adrenaline, however, the man-made substance does not affect blood pressure and therefore lasts longer and is often more effective. Methamphetamine transfers dopamine and noradrenaline from brain cells to synaptic gaps. This process causes rapid communication between brain cells, which in turn increases one's energy and heightened senses. The effects of the drug can last for over 12 hours. Directors at Temmler's Pharmaceuticals were thrilled with the new product. Its popularity skyrocketed as soon as it was put onto the market. Sold in small tablet containers, Pervitin was used across the mass market, and many businessmen, students, nurses, trained truck drivers, and factory workers used it. It appeared that almost the whole of Germany was hooked on the wonder drug. Professor Dr. Otto Ranke, director of the Research Institute of Defense Physiology, had noticed the mass popularity of Pervitin. He had previously noted that the chief enemy of a soldier was tiredness and fatigue. When tired, soldiers were unable to perceive things correctly or react adequately in the case of danger. Morale and enthusiasm also saw a sharp decline in reaction to lethargy. A powerful stimulant such as Pervitin seemed like a perfect solution to this problem. And so, in turn, Renke started testing its effects on medical officers. He concluded that the drug was ideal for soldiers. He noted that if appropriately applied, it could relieve them from tiredness, increase their combat abilities, and thus give them an advantage over the enemy. Renke himself took 2 Pervitin tablets per day to improve his performance in the lab. Even though Renke overwhelmingly promoted the positive effects of methamphetamine, he later stressed that Pervitin was also very addictive and had a number of other negative side effects. He warned Army officials that the use of Pervitin should be considered with the greatest caution. On September 1, 1939, German troops marched over the Polish border. In the first days of the invasion, it became apparent that the Polish army was simply no match for the advancing Germans.
If I'm being honest, I really don't know what to say right now.
Panzer troops and reconnaissance units who crossed vast distances in a short amount of time. The units maintained a high movement speed day and night while keeping their combat readiness on constant alert. The secret was, most were high on Pervitin. Medical officers in the field reported mass euphoria among soldiers, who also displayed astonishing performance in combat, fighting with little difficulty or fatigue. In just 2 weeks, German soldiers had overrun the entire country. Hitler's first significant military victory had been achieved through a high standard of order, tactics, and a copious amount of drugs. The success in Poland skyrocketed the popularity of Pervitin in the armed forces. Soldiers and officers alike made regular use of the drug to improve their daily performance. In fact, the Führer himself used methamphetamine in combination with various other vitamins and glucose injections. These highly potent cocktails maintained Hitler's concentration for prolonged periods of time, as well as helping him to cope with the mounting mental pressure of the war. It is concluded, however, that these also had massively detrimental effects upon him, deteriorating his mental and physical state. Not everyone, however, was impressed with the side effects of the stimulant. Leonardo Conti, the Reich's chief of health, warned of the harmful effects of Pervitin. He noted that excessive use of the drug could ultimately exhaust all physical and psychological performance reserves in a person. He also expressed his fears that the widespread use of Pervitin could lead to a breakdown in society within large parts of the population. Despite these concerns, the army was extremely reluctant to give up on methamphetamine. Germany was soon to invade France and the Low Countries. If they were to win the campaign, they were sure to need the help of Pervitin.
Damn.
Despite extensive planning, the Battle of France in 1940 was to be a tremendous gamble for the Germans. Their forces were still in the process of evolving into a mighty...
And for the people that, that do it, do it. For the people that do it, like, cannabis, like, Mary Jane. It's not a drug. It's a plant. It's an oil, but it's a cannabis. A lot of these drugs out there are like just super, super addictive, super dangerous, all kinds of stuff. Like, with my experience of Mary Jane, shit, I just be chilling up on the couch, eating food, watching TV, playing games, or one of that. I ain't never, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Mary Jane is the choice to go, in my eyes. In my eyes, it's better than alcohol. Like, you ain't never really see people die from car crashes or anything due to... there was definitely some, but there was not as many as alcohol. So, to me, I feel like it's definitely... Mary Jane is definitely safer in my eyes. It helps you with a lot of reasons. Like, there's a lot of backup on what it helps with and stuff.
War machine, and numerically, they were still inferior to the combined forces of the British and the French. It was obvious that to secure victory, it would take intricate planning and proficient leadership. Senior military officials decided that armored troops would break through the Ardennes hills and mountains and then encircle the Allied forces in the Low Countries, in turn bypassing the highly fortified French Maginot Line. It was brilliant, but also extremely risky. The Ardennes provided challenging terrain for infantry, let alone tanks.
Wish your car's air freshener didn't start so strong and then fade too soon? Try Febreze car vent clips. Unlike other fresheners, Febreze releases a consistent amount of scent day after day for 40 days. Won't overwhelm, won't fade away. Febreze car. Love it or get your money back.
Cold and flu season can bring a sore red nose. Try Puffs
Come
Plus
on, let's
lotion
go.
to soothe painful blows.
Thank you.
In order to surprise the
Yes.
Allies, they had to break through as quickly as possible, moving day and night. Once again, it appeared that the use of Pervitin would be ideal for this job. And in readiness for this, the Wehrmacht ordered 35 million Pervitin tablets for the campaign. This time, Dr. Otto Renke took an active role in supplying the military with tablets. He wrote a stimulant decree, a short instruction leaflet to medical officers who were to instruct each soldier accordingly. The suggested dose was 1 tablet of Pervitin per day and 2 more at night. If necessary, soldiers could take 1 or 2 more tablets after 3 hours. The pills would allow for 24 hours of alertness, increased self-confidence, and reduced fear of combat. In the decree, Renke also emphasized the negative side effects of using a stimulant, including a supposed belligerent mood. Many of these warnings supposedly went unheard, however. During future military campaigns, there were numerous reported cases of heart failures and suicides due to paranoia or delirium as a result of excessive use of the drug. On May 10, 1940, German troops stormed across Luxembourg into the border of Belgium. Here they came into contact with Belgian troops hunkered down in bunker networks in preparation for the waves of German attackers. Although aware that an attack would soon occur, the Belgian defenders were caught by surprise and were soon overrun by the enemy.
Damn.
One after another, Dutch, Belgian, Luxembourg, and eventually French towns and cities were falling under the tracks of German panzer troops. Allied commanders were more than surprised at the rapid progress they were making. They were consistently unable to confront the enemy effectively due to...
Like, in my eyes of learning about this so far and everything, like, they're just getting those soldiers addicted to meth. Like, it's not
They're
wise.
highly unpredictable.
It's definitely not
maneuvers
wise.
in operation.
I don't see.
Once again, this unpredictability was yet another feature of methamphetamine use. German troops had begun fighting in completely unconventional ways thanks to the drug. The German generals, Guderian and Rommel, spearheading the attack, also made impromptu plans, often disregarding the orders of their superior. They had only one thing in mind: reaching the Atlantic as rapidly as possible. It was obvious from the combat experience in Poland, France, and the Low Countries that methamphetamine had provided a remarkable advantage to the soldiers who used it. They displayed combat superiority, fought without fear, and perhaps more importantly, were able to fight for an unnaturally long period of time. Of course, its usage was not without consequences, and it was quickly discovered that its excessive use led to physical and mental exhaustion, and in some cases even death by heart failure or self-inflicted wounds, just as Leonardo Conti had warned in 1939. For these very reasons, the German High Command decided that to mitigate and avoid these potential...
Like that doctor or scientist, whoever exactly it was, really did warn them about this, and they overlooked it.
Issues, they would begin to limit the amount of the drug that would reach the front line. Towards the end of 1941, within the civilian market, the drug had begun to fall from popularity. This came as a result of its manufacturers officially recognizing its highly addictive nature. The drug remained in military service right through the end of the war, however, finding a new lease on life in the brutal conditions of the Eastern Front, where once again, it proved its worth by turning tired and dejected soldiers into enthusiastic fighting machines. Surprisingly, variants of Pervitin, manufactured by the original company, Temmler, continued to be issued to German soldiers up until the 1980s. Both East and West German troops had access to these pills until finally the Bundeswehr in the 1970s, and eventually East Germany's National People's Army in the 1980s discarded the pills from standard issue medical supplies.
Like, damn. You know, I mean, like, it's a good thing, like, they're not allowed in war and stuff like that anymore. Because, I mean, that shit was definitely give them a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we sat here and we watched the video. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do drugs. Stay away from it. Just smoke cannabis. It's definitely by far more safer and everything. There's facts about why it's better and all kinds of reasons. Like, come on. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below in the comments. Turn on post notifications. That way you guys never miss a video. Make sure you guys check out one of these videos over in one of these areas that I have recent, my most recent upload, and something else. Make sure you guys check that out. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Positivity is key. Motivation is key. Happiness is key. You guys be safe. It was Thanksgiving pretty much when I recorded these, so happy late Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone ate good, stayed positive, all that stuff. Hung out with family, friends, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.